Hi guys, today we will speak about for loops in arrays in JavaScript. Okay, so iterating, mostly the topic for the video is iterating over the arrays. Okay, so we have three for loops like for of, and for each in JavaScript. Okay, so today's agenda, I'll introduce you about the array iteration methods, then explanation of for loop, then explanation for of loop, and then explanation for each method. Okay, now after that I'll share one few complex examples, and last is the Q&A and conclusion. Okay, so what is the need for loops inside this arrays or in any language? Okay, so basically it is for the iteration purpose. I know we have arrow functions, there are different ways to use it, but most of the times we have to go over each element in an array and do some operations, and there are various ways to do that. Some ways some for loop is more like suitable than the other. Okay, I know it's not a very new topic, and all the most of the languages they have a for loop, like even Java, Python, wherever language you use. Okay, so without wasting any time, I'll start. So typical for loop is iteration over array. Syntax is for bracket initialization condition. Then we have a condition where like increment or decrement, and we have the increment decrement operator for this. Okay, and this is the code block. So initialization executes once before the for loop starts, like let condition. Conditions loop continues to run as long as this condition is true. Increment executes after each iteration of the loop. Example I plus plus. It can be negative also. So based on this for loop we are talking about. What I will do now is I'll just iterate over it and show you. So let me create inside here. Okay, for loop. Let me just clear the background. I'll just create let fruits. Okay, and then I will create orange, apple, grapes. Okay, now what I will do is I will create a for loop. Let I is equals to 0, comma I should be less than dot length. This is a very typical example. I plus plus. Okay, here I will use console.log. Okay, and I will use fruits.log. So it will print orange, apple, grapes. Let me just run it. So you see orange, apple, grapes. This is a for loop. It's will be a short video. I just wanted to cover this topic. Okay, now for of loop, iterating over the arrays. Syntax is this: for variable of iterable code block like this. Okay, so uh, this is it is same. We can use the same method. Just I will use this different syntax, like for let fruit of fruits. Okay, and here I will use console.log, and it will add fruits. Okay, now you see it will produce the same result: orange, apple, grapes. This is the syntax of it. And variable, on each iteration a value of a different property is assigned to a variable or objects whose iterable properties are iterable. Okay, like this. Now for each, this is a little different kind of for each iterating with callbacks. So here we are using for, and here we are using a callback function, current value index, and this args. Okay, so here explanation: callback function to execute on each element. Current value is the current element being processed. Index optional. This array is optional. Index of the current element and array for each. This is a value to use as this when executing callback. Okay. So I will use for each. Okay. I will say for, so let me use fruits. Okay, dot for each, and inside I will use a callback function. Okay, let me use a function here, and I will use a fruit comma index. Okay, there is no accumulator. If you want to guys know, like there is no accumulator first of all. Okay, so that you guys are not confused. Okay, console.log, I'll use index. Okay, and I will use fruit. Okay, so perfect. Let me just print here, let me clear it. So 0 1 2, this is for each functionality. Okay, so this is all for this like for each. Now I will just explain some complex examples. Okay, so I will try to explain it in a easy fashion. So what I will do is the let me comment out each code. Nested okay, nested loop for 2D two-dimensional arrays. Okay, two-dimensional is when we have length and breadth both. Let me create a matrix. Okay, in mathematics we call it as matrix, so each element is itself an array. That's why they call it like that. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Okay, now this is a two-dimensional array. Okay, how will you iterate over it? So I'll use for, let I equals 0 comma I less than matrix dot length. Okay, colon I plus plus. This is the outer loop, and we have one more for, let j equals 0. J should be less than a matrix of I dot length comma j plus plus. I hope you guys are able to correlate with me. Okay, now matrix of I comma j. That's how like you can use loops. Let me clear this, let me save this. As you see, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, it's coming in every new line. This is what I meant by nested for loop for two-dimensional array. Okay, now next is summing values in an array of objects with for each loop. So I will first try to explain what I will do. I will create one array of orders, and each element will be an object which is having id and amount value. What I want to do is I want to calculate the total amount of it. Okay, so that's what we will do. Let me just comment out everything and clear the canvas. Now let orders. Okay, I'll just create one ID. This is one object. Okay, this is the object. Okay, let total amount is 0. Now for an order, so I will do for each. Okay, orders dot for each. I'll just write function, and I will create a or kind of a element. Okay, element comma function. I'll just write as element. Okay, now total, I'm using shorthand operators, So bear with me guys, element dot amount. Okay, and that's it. Console dot log total. Now it should come to 360. As you can see, the output is coming 60. We are summing the values in an array of objects with for each value. Okay, iteration over a map with for of. This is a very good and example. So to use it, mm, let's see. We are using maps for the first time here. Okay. Map is another kind of a collection which is having key value here. Okay, let user roles is equals to new map. We have created a map without any size or so user roles. Dot set. Okay, I'm just entering random values. Let me just first write it down and then you can be able to understand. So user roles I have added John, Jane, Don. Editor view. Okay, now what will happen is I'll use for loop over a map for let user comma role of user roles. Okay, now I will print console.log user and then I will do. It is doing a decoupling of an object, what I feel like. Okay, let me clear it. Output will be John and admin, like that. Those John admin editor. It is like taking each map. It is taking key value pair, user and role, and it is just doing it. These are not keywords. You can use whatever you want. You can use user one also like this, and still it will work. See, these are just like iteration. There is one way of doing it, iteration over the map. There are other ways also. We will cover it. Okay. So that's all for this iteration over the arrays in JavaScript. Thank you guys. If you find it very useful, just give a like and thumbs up, and we'll see again. Thank you.